When it comes to the wide world of bike tech, it would be pretty hard to claim that the humble derailleur hanger is up there with the really exciting stuff. However, before you go searching for videos of paint drying to watch instead, it's worth considering the small but vital role they play in making your bike keep working. So keep watching if you want to know what one is, how they work, and actually how to replace them if you need to. So what is a derailleur hanger? Well, it's also known as a mech hanger, and it's the part of any bicycle frame that has derailleur gears. As the name suggests, it's where the derailleur mounts or hangs off to the bike frame, and it's important for two reasons. Firstly, the derailleur needs to be kept perfectly in line with the cassette sprockets and also held firmly enough that it moves the chain accurately over the gears. If it's out of alignment or allows loads of flex, you'll have terrible shifting performance, and that will really grind your gears, literally. The second is that accidents do happen, and both derailleurs and frames are pretty expensive pieces of kit. If you have a crash or just drop your bike, you really want some way of protecting both of them from terminal damage. Back in the days when pretty much all bike frames were made from steel, the derailleur would sit on a tab that was actually part of the frame. If you had a crash, it might bend, hopefully saving your derailleur in the process. But that was no problem because steel can easily be bent back a number of times. It's very ductile. Nowadays though, aluminium and carbon fibre are the materials of choice for the vast majority of high-end bikes. Both are much lighter than steel, but they're also more brittle. A derailleur tab made from either of those materials is more likely to snap than bend. Having to write off an entire frame because you dropped it once is incredibly wasteful, and that is where the sacrificial derailleur hanger comes in. The hanger is securely mounted into a specially matching recess on the frame, and then the derailleur is mounted to it rather than being mounted directly to the frame. Hit the derailleur on something and the hanger is designed to be the weakest link, snapping or bending before something more expensive does. After you've bent it, you just replace the hanger with a new one. It's much cheaper and neater, and you can carry around a spare with you easily enough. Now, the important thing with derailleur hangers is getting the right one for your bike. Until relatively recently, there was no one standard for a hanger, and it'd be unique to a brand or bike, fitting into different shaped recesses and mounted in different ways to suit the frame design and axle type being used on the bike. So if you've broken your derailleur hanger and need a replacement, you'll have to get one that matches exactly. If you've got a Merida, the best way to do that is to know the model name and year of your bike and then get in touch with your local Merida dealer or national distributor. They'll be able to help you out with a replacement part directly. If you need help identifying the hanger model, we often stamp an identification number onto the hanger itself, as can be seen here. We also keep details of the type of hanger fitted to any of our bike models in our dealer books, and many of our more recent bikes will actually have exploded part diagrams online, which will help you identify which hanger you need, plus any other small parts you might be after. If you have a bike from a brand that doesn't have a service like this, aftermarket manufacturers often have large charts that allow you to identify hangers by their shape too, though this is of course more prone to error and more time consuming. It's also worth noting that in recent years there's actually been a drive to create a universal hanger design. SRAM's Universal Direct Hanger does just that. It requires the frame to actually be designed around it, but it does work with all kinds of derailleurs. It's actually what we use on our latest mountain bikes such as the Big Trail and 96. It forms part of the rear axle assembly, and this also means that it has a neat breakaway feature that allows it to rotate backwards when struck hard, hopefully helping to save both itself and your derailleur. The fact that it's not unique to a single bike or brand should mean that getting a replacement hanger should be made much easier. Shimano also has a different style of derailleur hanger called Direct Mount. It's not a universal way of fitting the hanger to the bike like the SRAM UDH, but rather a different way of mounting the derailleur to the hanger to give a stiffer connection that also allows you to remove the rear wheel more easily. It's often seen on our high-end Shimano equipped road bikes, but when it comes to actually replacing it, there's no big change over a conventional hanger. Anyway, once you've got the correct replacement hanger, fitting it is pretty easy. You just remove your wheel, remove the derailleur, and then take the hanger off. Most usually use small diameter bolts that thread into the hanger rather than the frame itself, so if you bend or snap them, it minimises any chance of any frame damage. Well, I hope this has been an informative video and helped you know a little bit more about this underappreciated bit of your bike. I'll put some useful links in the description down below, but do make sure you subscribe to the channel for more tech videos like this. plus the latest on all things Merida. As ever, thanks for watching and I'll see you next time.